Lynn Spears just released her controversial memoir called Things I Should Have Said, where she speaks about growing up with megastar Britney Spears. She also sheds light on some aspects of the conservatorship and the time she was scared for her and Britney's safety. In at number 10, Jamie Lynn's role in the conservatorship. There's been a lot of talk surrounding what Jamie Lynn knew about the conservatorship while it was happening, and did she profit off of it? In the book, she attempted to answer that question. She said that while Britney was being placed under the conservatorship in 2008, she was pregnant at the age of 16, and figuring that out was her sole focus. Jamie Lynn wrote, quote, "I knew things were difficult for Britney, but I was wrapped up in my own life. She now wonders if she should have done more, but she was still so young at the time and hoped that the adults were taking care of the situation." She did reveal that some years into the conservatorship, Jamie Lynn was asked to, quote, "serve as the trustee for her 2 children only in the event that she would not be able to do so herself." This was apparently at Britney's request. However, months later, Jamie Lynn decided to remove herself from that role because she felt it could be a conflict of interest. She added, quote, "I have never participated in the conservatorship as my sister's personal representative or her financial conservator. If I am guilty of anything, it's of enabling the situation to continue by not speaking up earlier in her career." In at number 9, terrifying event. In the book, Jamie Lynn describes a terrifying event with her sister that sheds light on the struggles Britney was facing at that time. She wrote, quote, "One time she said to me, 'Baby, I'm scared,' and took a large knife from the kitchen, pulled me along to my room, and she locked us both inside. She put the weapon in the bedside table drawer and simply repeated, 'I'm scared.' She needed me to sleep beside her." Jamie Lynn describes how scared she was during that incident and claims she experienced panic attacks after that. Britney responded to the shocking allegations on Twitter, denying that event ever happened. Britney wrote, quote, "I've never been around you with a knife or would I ever think to do such." And at number 8, reaction to Britney's court testimony. In June of 2021, we got to hear Britney speak openly for the first time about her life under the conservatorship and how much she hated it. Specifically, we were shocked to hear her trash her entire family, not just her father, making it clear Britney also resented her mother and sister. Jamie Lynn was frustrated while watching it because Britney allowed the public to come after Jamie Lynn and her family, although Jamie Lynn does not feel that Britney was telling the whole story. Jamie Lynn wrote, quote, "At no point did my sister lift the veil on what or who is truly responsible for her challenges." She continued, quote, "When my sister spoke to the world about her feelings regarding my parents' purposeful strategy to garner fame, Britney's impassioned statements included the wrongdoings of everyone involved without any reference to herself. I realized that until she wants help, nothing that I say is going to sway the way she sees herself or her situation." Jamie Lynn says she is happy for Britney's freedom, but it's sad that her sister is now turning against her when Jamie Lynn feels that she did what she could to support Britney. And at number 7, Britney apologizes. Even though the sisters have been feuding on social media right now, Jamie Lynn revealed that Britney actually texted her an apology for the things that she's been posting. Jamie Lynn didn't specify when exactly this text was sent, but obviously it makes a big difference. Apparently this text read, quote, "I know it's not your fault and I'm sorry for being so angry at you. Although I'm your big sister, I need you more than you need me and always have," writing that she is praying for the day that she shares these words with the world. Jamie Lynn then shared that she does not want to be held responsible for things that she had no control over. She wrote, quote, "The years I spent protecting her and being the loyal sister have been in vain. The ambiguity of her conservatorship testimonies and social media postings have left me wondering what it was all for. I miss my sister, but I can't take the blame for things I haven't done." And at number 6, Jamie Lynn's breaking point. In the book, Jamie Lynn shares a scary experience that she had with Britney and her family while they were stuck together in lockdown. Apparently, Britney verbally attacked her while Jamie Lynn was holding her 15-month-old baby. The fight was over something Jamie Lynn deemed trivial. She wrote, quote, "Britney came at me screaming and getting up in my face while I was holding Ivy. Despite my best efforts, Britney continued on the attack, and Maddie had to get in between us to protect her little sister." Maddie is Jamie Lynn's oldest daughter, for reference, who is now 13. Everyone was very shaken, but Lynn Spears, the girl's mother, urged Jamie Lynn to not make Britney more upset. Jamie Lynn was upset that her family was once again putting Britney's feelings ahead of hers and her children's. Halfway, number 5, close relationship growing up. Since the two have such a large age gap, people are curious about the dynamic of their relationship, especially when Jamie Lynn was young. She revealed that Britney was more of a second mother rather than a sister. Jamie Lynn said that Britney helped her mother with everything, bathing, feeding, you name it. Writing, quote, "Mama was grateful to have Britney and acknowledges my sister was much better than she was at the girly things. I grew up feeling like I had 2 mothers." Jamie Lynn also revealed that Britney was the person that encouraged her to pursue acting and helped her become comfortable while performing. Quote, "Beyond the support and adoration, Britney was simply a terrific sister. For many years she was good at keeping her persona out of our sisterhood." And at number 4, Left Behind. Once Britney started to gain unbelievable levels of fame, her family was completely consumed with Britney, so much that young Jamie Lynn was completely left behind. She wrote, quote, "As a child I realized early on that my sister's career usurped anything else in my family's life. The demands of her career and my parents' focus on her left me feeling if not insignificant, then inconsequential for years. The family's goal at that point was to keep Britney happy and productive at all costs." She also revealed that her parents, specifically their mother, was in love with the fame and loved the newfound attention. Jamie Lynn also revealed that she has not read her mother's 2008 book, Through the Storm, A Real Story of Fame and Family in a Tabloid World, because she witnessed, quote, "firsthand the difficulties that Mama and Britney suffered after my sister read it." And at number 3, Sam Lutfi. It's been highlighted a number of times that Britney's relationship with her former manager Sam Lutfi coincided with the start of her mental health struggles. Jamie Lynn first met Sam Lutfi through one of her Zoe 101 castmates, and immediately he made her skin crawl. Jamie Lynn remembers that he tried to get their mother involved in a jewelry line, but they felt it was bad news. Weeks later, Sam introduced himself as a friend of Lynn's when he met Britney at a nightclub, with Jamie Lynn alleging, quote, "Britney became Sam's target and he painstakingly dismantled her life. Slowly, Britney's previous team members were disappearing, and Sam began to take charge of everything in my sister's world." However, Lutfi denies a lot of these claims. Jamie Lynn also revealed that she thought he encouraged the use of illicit substances, because Britney started to become very erratic while with him. Apparently, Britney was also skittish around Sam, and it was clear that she found him intimidating. One part of the conservatorship was separating Britney from Sam. Since then, a restraining order against him has been in place. Jamie Lynn stated, quote, "I have very little doubt that Sam was primarily responsible for complicating my sister's pre-existing emotional trauma." And at number 2, Love of Justin Timberlake. Considering how nasty the breakup between Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears was back in the day, it's interesting to learn how much Jamie Lynn and the family loved him while they were together, and Jamie Lynn did not take the breakup very well. She even claimed that Justin was the first positive male role model that she had in her life. She wrote, quote, "He wasn't just my sister's boyfriend. Justin was my first example of a kind and generous young man. He and my sister were very happy together for a long time. Justin was always so sweet to me, and his relationship with Britney was the only one in my life that gave me a sense of stability. He and Britney would let her tag along as their third wheel, and Justin always did everything possible to make Jamie Lynn feel included." When Justin and Britney broke up in 2002, Jamie Lynn said she felt deeply affected because, quote, "the constancy of their relationship provided the best example of a loving couple I had ever seen. I was completely heartbroken it was over and believed that it was a devastating loss in Britney's life as well." And finally, number 1, Britney's quick marriage. Britney fans know that one of her marriages was a quick wedding in Vegas to her childhood friend, Jason Alexander. This happened shortly after her split from Timberlake. Jamie Lynn describes Britney coming home from the holidays and acting very strange. Britney allegedly met up with Alexander on Christmas Eve before she took the women in the family on a tropical vacation. She wrote, quote, "Immediately I noticed Britney was being secretive and keeping her distance. She wanted to be anywhere but with us. I was particularly hurt by her shunning. After the family got back from that trip, Britney immediately flew to Vegas with friends, and Jamie Lynn knew that something bad was going to happen. Jamie Lynn even remembers telling Britney not to get married, then Britney rolled her eyes. But as we all know, hours later Britney would in fact marry him. Jamie Lynn admitted she was embarrassed by the whole fiasco, though to keep up appearances she pretended at the time it was blown out of proportion. She added that at that point, the chaos of my sister's life was just beginning. So that is all for the list, guys. Let me know your thoughts below and let me know anything else that I could include in a part 2. I know Jamie Lynn's been talking a lot with Call Her Daddy, and a lot of the stuff in this list is similar to what she said on Call Her Daddy, but if you guys would like to see another one, let me know. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and we will catch you in the next one.